It's game 2 from Shelby High School as another N10 school gets to take the floor here tonight. The Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles, a young squad looking to propel themselves further in the district tournament, sets their sights on a Firelands Conference opponent, the South Central Lady Trojans, who played the upset to another N10 foe in Seneca East in the sectional. Now we get to see the 2 seed take on the 6 here tonight. We'll have it live and free right here on the OH Report.
Every time that we walk in, we know we're going to walk into a place that's very clean, and when we walk in, we have a professional environment to come to. The reliability of Pinnacle is always on the spot. We've been with them 16 years so far. They're committed, they are professional, they are very transparent with their pricing, and they excel at meeting every goal and every need we have.
For over 12 years, you've trusted Scout Construction for quality building and remodeling. Now we're proud to offer expert excavation services to start your project off right. You've seen what we build, now see the way we dig. Experience the Scout Construction difference. Call or email us today for a free quote and let us break ground together.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
And it is now time for your pregame show presented by Burkhart Farm Center out of Bucyrus. We've got another N10 school taking the court here tonight as we see Colonel Crawford take on South Central here from Shelby High School as the Pups are out here tonight at the Whippet Athletic Complex. We've got two teams coming into today rolling. South Central have won their last 5 games, and Colonel Crawford, of course, the 2 seed. Just overall a great season, 15-8. They went 7-7 in a tough Northern 10 conference where we saw one of the champions of that league in game 1 of this doubleheader. Buckeye Central was able to take care of business via the sweep over the 5th-seeded Mansfield Christian Lady Flames. I'm Jonathan Langdon. Your director tonight is Adam Thompson. Your camera operator also is Brandon Powell. Let's go and jump into both of these teams. We'll start with South Central, a team that we don't know as much about as we do the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles, but we do know they are on a hectic run as of late. Hot at the right time, 5 straight wins. You see some of the competition. They played Seneca East, another N10 opponent. They played Plymouth and Mapleton to end their conference season, headed up by Coach Sarah Holler, who has them at 11-12, 6-8 in the Firelands Conference. So this South Central team, I was watching them warm up. They've got a bunch of heavy hitters that if they can get going, there's a good opportunity that they could swing some momentum their way, just like they did against Seneca East, pulling off the upset there this past week. So you see the back row getting ready for South Central. Let's go ahead and talk about the player spotlight today. For these Lady Trojans, they've got a couple of seniors, but one of them stands out, and she was the MVP in that game we mentioned in the sectional. We got to cover live and free over at Colonel Crawford. Autumn Fry, 247 kills coming into today, nearly hitting 300 in the hitting percentage, which is always great. A great area to be in, and also she is a threat up the middle more than anything. She's got 61 blocks. A good number of her kills come from the center of the court. She is going to be a lot to handle for this younger Colonel Crawford side as we get a chance to take a look at her out on the floor. Autumn warming up her serves right now. Not necessarily an area that you'll see her necessarily dominate in, but of course, front row, she's going to be a big-time threat for the South Central Trojans as they get ready to take on the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles. And let's talk about this squad that comes in young. A lot of young pieces that are going to be big contributions. However, their main setter, Ella Agee, is a senior, but a couple of the names we'll mention later on and during the game, you will note, are underclassmen. A mixed bag of results coming in, 3-3 in the last 6. Just don't really know what you're going to get game to game from this Colonel Crawford team. They won big against Bucyrus, not once, but twice. They swept them as of late in the tournament. They went to 4 sets with them in the N10 season, and then Carey comes out and sweeps them. So 2-1 in the last 3 games, 3-3, as we said, in the last 6. One thing I am excited in this game about is going to be the first time I feast my eyes on this freshman that is a rising star for the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles, and will have them on the up and up in the next couple of seasons in the Northern 10. And I am, of course, talking about Reese Redman, our Block Party Top Shelf highlight holder 2 times, not once, but twice. 320 kills, that's up towards the top of the league. 219 digs, that's also up towards the top of the team. For Colonel Crawford, she hits 262, which is also not too bad, comparing that to her counterpart of the player spotlight for South Central. There she is, right next to her setter. They will connect quite a bit here tonight, both Ella and Reese. One of them a freshman, one of them a senior. So if things don't go their way, there is a chance that this could be the final time they get to play out on the floor here together. A little pregame prayer as we get Colonel Crawford back out to the floor. Just a couple of seconds left before we announce lineups here. Keys to victory for Colonel Crawford as we'll quickly breeze through these. Colonel Crawford coming into today's game. What do they have to do? Well, the answer is cover all bases. Just make sure that this floor is covered. You've got a lot of threats offensively. Defensively, can your back row step up and cover a lot of ground, just like we saw Buckeye Central do in game 1? And then also with the youth of this team, we want to see them mature quickly. Going to take a break, come back with your South Central keys to victory. National anthem taking place here on the floor.
I didn't think our staff would even notice that we switched cleaning companies, but they did right away. They noticed that the office was cleaner, that things were bright, more vibrant, and that created a more positive working environment for us. There's always a potential to spread illness if our building isn't as clean as it possibly could be. Having Pinnacle in our building to make sure that it's as clean and safe and healthy as it can be helps us take the best care of our patients. It's family owned and operated, they're local, which means a lot to us.
And it is time for your pregame show as we conclude the coverage here before first serve. Brought to you by Burkhart Farm Center. Colonel Crawford taking on South Central here from Shelby High School. Not too far of a trip for either side as the number 2 seed in the district comes in at 15-8. You're seeing the underdogs here on your screen right now as number 6 South Central. They finished 6th in the Firelands, yet they remain as one of the remaining teams out of that conference in the tournament as they get themselves to districts. Just tells you the strength of the Firelands Conference this season. Could say the same for Colonel Crawford as well. They finished towards the middle of the road in the N10, and here they are in a district semifinal. And you see the seeding, they're well respected despite just a 7-7 record in the Northern 10. Trojan helmets in full force here tonight as South Central, their fan base, well traveled tonight on our side of the gym. Colonel Crawford can say the same on the other side. Let's go ahead and jump into those final keys to victory as we talked about Colonel Crawford before. And we'll go ahead and bring him up again just to kind of refresh on their keys to victory here. Just got a lot of youth on this team. Just need to make sure that you mature quickly with some of those pieces that are getting their first tastes of tournament play basically here as the games get tighter, teams get more competitive, and then also cover all of those bases with the back row. Make sure nothing gets by you here tonight, or at least not too much gets by you. As we see South Central's keys pop up on your screen. Let's make it a block party here tonight. Why not? We did not have an episode of the block party last week. We're not going to have one this week, so we got to have it somewhere. So why not here at Shelby, as that middle of the court for South Central is probably their strength. So you want to see Autumn Fry get involved early and often. And then also, as an underdog, you have to play pretty close to a perfect game. So no mistakes here tonight, or at least if you're going to make mistakes, do not let them carry over in the next couple of points. As we said in the first game, districts being drawn a little bit differently here this year as we get to see Colonel Crawford and South Central battle tonight. The winner of this game will play a really tough New Bremen side. That's one of the top teams in the Division 6. Or they'll take on an upset-minded Minster Wildcats in an area that is always known for great volleyball in the MAC conference. So one of those teams is going to be a tough test for whoever comes out of this one here tonight at Shelby. But they're not focused on that. They're focused on what they can do tonight to get a win, to get to that position here live and free on the OH Report. Jonathan Langdon with you on the call. Adam Thompson, your producer, and our camera operator today, Brandon Powell. Colonel Crawford, both teams wearing and rocking gold here today. Colonel Crawford will be on the left side of your screen. On the right side of your screen is the South Central Lady Trojans. Want to shout out the Athletic Boosters, bringing you the scoreboard here as set number 1 inches closer. We'll see the liberos check in. South Central's libero, Taylor Smith, wears number 1. She'll be wearing white. And also wearing white for Colonel Crawford is number 10. Number 10 for Colonel Crawford. As I dig through here, number 10, Sophia Gray. So here we go. Crawford will get the first serve. And it is over by Elena Parr. Near side, they'll go with the outside attack. Fry immediately jumps to the middle after swinging there. Redman with a light tap. Left-handed swing, easy up by Colonel Crawford. They'll reset back to Reese Redman off the block. It's a good start for those Lady Eagles. So Reese Redman, nice solid size, just a freshman. She's going to continue to improve in a tough N10 conference that she is a first team member in. Only freshman a part of that club. This ball out of bounds by Fry. So the Eagles quickly up 2-0. Parr another send over, just over the tape, forces an overpass. This one up to Emmy Powers. That one's in. Oh, wait a minute. Did they call it for South Central? That was a little confusing there. I thought it landed in. The officials were not too certain. Ultimately, it does end up with Crawford, so it's 3-0. This ball with the left-handed swing. There is a violation on Crawford, who got into the net. They'll make it Trojans' first point of the day. They call that one on number 6, Lila Plezak. And there's an ace out of South Central. Make it 2 in a row for the Lady Trojans. Kerrigan Gray with the ace. She'll get to serve again. Kerrigan, a junior. This one sent straight into the net. So the libero for Crawford, Sophia Gray, the sophomore, will go middle of the court and bullet this one over. Received by Brie Lopez. Cut shot, easy up. Redman runs up on it, pommels it through. Pure strength out of Reese Redman as she goes with the cut shot herself. Sneaks it by. Great, another reset. This one out right away in the eyes of South Central. They're correct. Float serve received by Crawford. Not the greatest looking stretch there out of Colonel Crawford. Chance for South Central to cash in, and that's exactly what Autumn Fry does. 5-4, Eagles still in the lead, but we see South Central starting to surge. Crawford gets it over. Nice hustle out of Plezak, and it drops. Nice hustle out of Colonel Crawford, and they score yet again. This time, Alex Voll, the freshman, with the free ball. High ball. And this will win an ace. Ella Agee, the setter for this group. Another high ball. This one nearly landed in. But the point will go to South Central. We'll see Isabella Kimberlin, senior defensive specialist, with the serve. Second contact by Redman. We'll see a free ball. Back set, touch over the block, and double contact. Sailor Holtz tried to help out, ended up getting in the way ultimately as the libero Gray was trying to get down and dig it up. Redman right to the libero. Great dig by Smith. Near side swing. That one in play. We are knotted at 7. How about that from Zeta Myers? Back set, they'll go to Redman near side. Off the tape, slowed it down a little bit for South Central. Agee to Redman, another light tap. Myers will trigger it again. Overpass, not quite. Ends up in no man's land for Crawford. Trojans have their first lead. Tight ball to the net. That'll be a double contact. I was going to say 4 hits, but basically the same. And we'll see a timeout out of head coach Jamie Valentine for Colonel Crawford as South Central leads by 2. Again, winner of this game will have a really tough date with either New Bremen or Minster, 2 powerhouses in volleyball in Northwest Ohio. So South Central, Colonel Crawford, they meet often. As Colonel Crawford 11-5 in the Max Preps era when they meet up with these Lady Trojans. However, the last game they played against them was in 2023, and South Central was able to get the win in convincing fashion. They swept Colonel Crawford. Out of the timeout, we'll see if Crawford gets a coach's point. Dig by Kimberlin, they'll reset to the middle. Kenley Blair, another freshman star on the other side, as now we see Redman kill that down towards the back line. Redman with her 3rd kill. She'll go back to serve as well. High ball out of bounds. Some errors stacking up on the Eagles, helping out the Trojans as they lead by 2. Claire Howell checks in, the junior outside hitter. High toss on the serve. Bullet grazes the tape. Tries to spot the back corner. South Central, they do get it over. Blair with the overpass. Set up the middle. This one killed down. Sailor Holtz, right place, right time, up the middle. And again, we'll see Crawford have a player record a kill and then go back to serve. Holt sends it off. Gray underneath it, goes to Myers. This one, gonna say no touch on that block. It hit off the tape, 4 hits. There's your replay brought to you by Schmidt Security Pro. Sailor Holt, 22 aces on the year. They go with a slide shot. That fortunately rolls onto Colonel Crawford's side for Kenley Blair. Blair, that's her 86th kill of the year. May have heard the chants to my left. Student section right by us chanting, she's a freshman. Couple of star freshmen in this showcase tonight in game 2 of a Shelby doubleheader in a district semifinal. Near side, this one blocked. Emmy Powers. She has been a dominant force up the middle for Colonel Crawford this season. There she is again, making a statement. Ties us back up at 11. Emmy Powers leads the team in blocks. That's now 48. And the serve specialist for Colonel Crawford gets another ace, Alex Voll. Rough reception. Good job by Beverly to cover the ground. See another reset. Powers a little early on the jump. Back row attack. This one was tailing out. Redman played it anyways. And then a rough second reception. All tied at 12. Nice first set here between these two sides. Bree Lopez back to serve for the first time tonight. The junior defensive specialist leaves it short. Nice up by the libero, Sophia Gray. We continue the volley. This one up the middle, Fry, power touch. Gray again, Powers off the touch. Crawford now moves in front. Still have not moved the scoreboard here in the gym. There it goes, 13-12, Colonel Crawford. So back row attack, not much of a threat for the Lady Eagles. They'll go back to their threat, however, and Reese Redman again makes the South Central block pay for being late. Take a look at this again. Hardly anybody over there for the Trojans, and you cannot do that when number 11 has that much space. Smith with the reception, set it up, ready for it. Colonel Crawford as Parr keeps it up. Near side, lefty swing. We'll see a whistle. And in the net again for the second time is Plezak. So give it to the Trojans. Redman will trigger it up, and she'll get another kill. This one up the middle, Fry off the touch. We'll see again Colonel Crawford called in the net, and yet again it is Lila. That's the third time that she has been called too close to the tape. Isaac sets Redman off the touch. They will give it to her. Point for Colonel Crawford. Couple subs will make their way on. Ella Agee back in the game. Fry, pure block. Redman the solo. She had some help with Holt, but she didn't need it. (17-14) Lady Eagles. Gray the set. This one will be killed down by Myers. Trojans able to respond to a big play by Crawford. Isabella Kimberlin returns to action. Agee puts it on a platter. Holtz blocked. And a free ball. Reset to the freshman. She's blocked. Another go. Redman triggers it up, and she finds the gap. South Central was kind of everywhere on that play except for where Redman read up top, and she placed that ball. Libero just out of position. Reese gets another go at the service line. Jump set. This ball nearly dies in the campfire. It ultimately will. Give it to Kenley Blair, the kill. Freshman yet again finds herself in the score sheet. Free ball from Holtz. Near side, swing, sails out. They've gone to Zeta Myers a couple of times early on. She's been mostly successful, but there sails it long. 19-16, Colonel Crawford. And they are back on the serve as well. Another set from Gray. This will be a back row attack. Redman sends it over. Gray to Myers, and responded well. Emmy Powers just says, let me just swipe this over into that empty gap in the corner, and that'll force a timeout, this time out of Coach Sarah Holler for South Central. So both teams have each used a timeout here in set number one. Well, Emmy Powers starting to get herself into the action. You saw the block right there. She just had a great play to send us into a timeout, but nice little highlight reel for her in this first set. Nice reflexes. I was thinking maybe they might have called her for a lift, but no call there. 20-16 game. Eagles lead by 4. Front row for South Central getting ready. Headed up by Kenley Blair, who you see on the left side of your screen has gotten a couple nice plays as of late. Sailor Holt will get us going again. We'll see if South Central earns themselves a coach's point. Go slide shot with Blair, but it's blocked. Not much space for the freshman to work with as that two-man block does its job. They fake it this time. They'll go near side. There's another block. And the send away by South Central. Powers, nearly another opportunity. Good job by South Central. Another one play poke. And the volley continues on. Tight swing to the campfire and a yummy ball. Emmy Powers powers it down, 22-16. A little bit of a chaotic sequence for both teams. Powers jumped in the way of Sydney Rayburn to get that kill. Back to Myers it goes. Powers pokes it away again. This time South Central ready for it. Eagles 3 points away from taking set number 1. Far side swing will be kept up by the Trojans. They'll trigger it up again for par. Myers out of angle, not going to take this one. We're going to say the ball made the net move, so we continue on. No violation. Myers through a crack. Nice dig in the back by Holt. 22-16, long volley here as Blair misses out of bounds. So the Eagles win a long point And that'll trigger another South Central timeout. 23-16. Coach giving high fives all around. That was a great volley. She's excited, because this Lady Eagles squad 2 points away from a set 1 win. Show you that whole sequence again. That was some fun, wasn't it? Power of friendship to send that ball over. And let's see, does Blair get close? And it goes out of our frame, but I trust the call. I didn't get to see it too well on my end either. You see some Colonel Crawford students there getting ready to hype up their Eagles as they get close to a set 1 win. This ball just over the net, forces an overpass. Holt, good job. AG set far side. Trojans doing a good job keeping plays alive. AG bump set, powers, low tap. Back row attack, this one short. Powers was there just in case. They did not need her. It's now set point, Colonel Crawford. Do or die, and it looks like South Central's gonna die here in set number 1 to an ace at the hands of Colonel Crawford. Sailor Holt puts it in a good location. Libero could not receive it well. And Colonel Crawford, just like in our first game of this doubleheader, wins this first set 25-16. We'll take a break. Number 2, Colonel Crawford up against number 6, South Central, here live and free on the OH Report.
Feel like I should go.
I didn't think our staff would even notice that we switched cleaning companies, but they did right away. They noticed that the office was cleaner, that things were bright, more vibrant, and that created a more positive working environment for us. There's always a potential to spread illness if our building isn't as clean as it possibly could be. Having Pinnacle in our building to make sure that it's as clean and safe and healthy as it can be helps us take the best care of our patients. It's family owned and operated, they're local, which means a lot to us.
And welcome back to Shelby High School. Jonathan Langdon with you, live and free here on the OH Report. Want to shout out every single comment on our Facebook and YouTube here today. Let us know where you are watching from on the OH Report. Crawford Lady Eagles get the set 1 win, 25-16. And now we will see South Central start with the serve to try and bounce back. Nearly an ace here. Great hustle out of Alex Voll. Another freshman for this squad. Up the middle, Blair is blocked, but a violation, as it looks like the Eagles may have been in the net. They call it on Emmy Powers as she landed. Yep, a lot of movement on that netting. This ball angles out of bounds. Nice catch by Coach Valentine. Good up from the libero, keeps the volley alive. We'll see Redman free it. To the middle, Blair. Late collapse by the block, and it ends up working out as this one sails out of bounds. No touch from the Eagles. 2-1 advantage for Colonel Crawford. Here goes Sophia Gray. This one also angles out. We're tied at 2. South Central coming into today, 11-12 on the year, 6-8 in the Firelands Conference. They had a big win against Seneca East to get to this position in a sectional championship game. As here they are, putting a swing together. Nice up, however, by Parr. Free ball from Redman. Back set, opportunity, tapped down right on the line by Kaylee Ingram. Ingram did not say her name hardly at all in set number 1. She gets her 88th kill of the year. And there's an ace as well. Smith gets the job done. South Central, looking at their schedule, they are currently on a stellar 5-game win streak. They beat New London, they beat Madison, Mapleton, Plymouth, Seneca East to get to this point. Near an overpass, tried to get punched away by Plezak, but the Trojans all of a sudden lead 5-2. Far side, Redman. Tight angle, this ball will go out. Nice job by Gray to let it go. Eagles trying to inch their way back. They will have Ella Agee drop back to serve position. The leading passer for this group, not by much though. It is a 6-2 system that the Lady Eagles do run. So Agee with 324 assists coming into the game as this roll shot misses short. Then they've also got Lila Plezak, who gets quite active. You've seen her set a bunch here so far. She's got, coming into today, 276 assists. Agee with another send-off. Back set, Blair. No touch from the Crawford block. Point for the Eagles. We're all tied at 5. Tight ball. This one scooped away. Stratton tried to help out for Crawford, but it ends up going off of her platform. And it veers off screen. 6-5 Trojans. Already a couple times we've seen Isabella Kimberlin. Redman, not a great touch. Ends up short of the net. Trojans up by 2. Coach Sarah Holer watching on as her team on a decent run as of late. However, right there, a missed opportunity on a potential yummy ball. Gives Crawford the ball back. This ball powered through by Fry, who has not been mentioned much thanks to this Crawford team. This ball in play. I thought it hit out of bounds. Maybe there was a touch. I would say the out of bounds call was a little much, but maybe the deflection, there's a close call on that for sure. Reset for Parr. Did she find a gap? Yes, she did. Over to the bench, not able to be controlled. Nice sequence there out of Colonel Crawford. And again, Parr. We talked a lot about Reese Redman and what she does for this team as a freshman. Well, how about Elena Parr as a sophomore? She has been up there in kills as well. Also helps this team at the service line. Second on the team in aces. This ball in play. Overpass. This one dies down on South Central side. They keep it up. Lopez with the send away. Nice kill out of Lopez. Gets the ball back over to the Lady Trojans. AG the set. Stratton tries a little push shot. See a back row attempt. Redman wanted to respond with one of her own, but got caught in the way with Bryn Holtz. As Autumn Fry with a power touch straight down. And pardon me, Sailor Holtz on that last play. Back to Parr. That's what's been working. Eagles back in front, 10-9. Sailor Holt the serve. Back to the middle. Another punch by Fry. Powers goes off the block. Caught Autumn a little off balanced, and just the location of that ball helped it veer onto South Central's end of the net. A lot of communication on South Central's end. Powers, another two-hand send away. Setter dump attempt, easy up for Redman. Powers spikes it right into the net. Looks like a double contact call on Elena. And that'll tie us up at 11. And Lopez's serve sails long. So back and forth here. Crawford back in front with a 1-point lead, 12-11. Here comes Alex Voll. Has had a couple of aces here in this one. Back set, nice, but an even better dig. We continue on. Great job by Reese Redman. Sitting in there and taking it. Extension by Voll keeps the volley alive. Near side, off the block. Powers cannot keep it up. It dies on the tape. All tied again. Couple lead changes here. Bree Lopez will check in. Topspin serve right to the libero, received by Crawford. Light tap, and again, we're going to see Parr. They haven't opted to go Redman's way too much because Elena has been having it going for Crawford, second leading attacker, and today she's taken that first place. Swing by Blair, out of bounds. No touch. Elena runs back to her money spot, see if this will work for an ace. Haven't had one in a while for Colonel Crawford. Back row attack, easy pickings for the Eagles. Off balance shot there from Beverly. Redman back into the action. Misses a little bit wide near side. The power definitely there, and the placement not too bad. Just about a foot out of bounds. Good win of another point by the Lady Eagles. It's 15-13. Yummy ball, simply tapped down. Good stuff, Reese Redman. Could have tried to pummel it, just did the safe option, stayed out of the net. Extends the Eagle lead to 3. A couple calls in the stands for South Central fans. They want to see a timeout. See if Crawford cashes in again. Redman off the block, and that'll fall. Lead extends to 4. No motion yet for Coach Hoer to call something and give us a little break. Gonna let her team play through adversity. That ball will drop. And now we'll see the timeout. Crawford leads by 5. Great run here in the last couple of points has helped them jump out to this 5-point edge. Well, we were mentioning Elena Parr's name quite a bit. Let's go ahead and jump back to Reese Redman and what she has done here in this game. Still very much present in the attack, just not much here in this second set. Just going back to that first set and what she was able to establish early on, force some adjustments out of South Central. And that may have been intentional, just so they can maybe switch things up and have all the focus be on Reese to really take it to some of their other options here in set number 2. Nice block here, solo on Fry, spotlight on spotlight here on the OH report. And we come out of the timeout here momentarily as you saw that recent yummy ball. 18-13, Lady Eagles in front. Near side high tap. And Eagles cannot return in 3 hits. Service error gives the ball right back to Colonel Crawford. A group of substitutions. Ella Agee checks back in, she'll serve. And then Arabella Stratton will join the front line of the Crawford offense. And defense, depending on how you look at it. This ball off the touch. Agee runs underneath it for Redman. She goes down the line. First to 20, those Lady Eagles yet again. Agee float serve. Dips on Lopez, forces a free ball, essentially, out of South Central. Nice gap there for Sailor Holtz. The lead dwells to 7. Blair gonna get the kill as that ball eats up Tori Marks in the back row. Back in is Kimberlin. High toss just over the tape. Agee back to Reese. Power touch, good dig by Kimberlin. And we'll see a South Central player in the net. Point for Crawford. Lady Eagles 3 points away. They'll go to the middle. Fry, ready for it, was Crawford. Tap over by Holt. Near side, Lopez. Get up by Redman in the back. She'll send this. Back to the middle. Fry off the block. So Autumn Fry getting some nice powerful swings. Haven't been calling her name as much. Claire Howell. Fry this time cross court, out of bounds. Nice looking swing, and again, just a case of just barely missed out on the calculation. Timeout. Final timeout here of the set as Coach Holler just tries to really reel in the South Central team that trails by 7 points. They lost the first set 25-16, so there is the fear in the back of their minds that this is going to just go exactly like set one did. And it's important for your morale moving forward in the game that you see improvement from game one to game two. See a couple plays put together by both teams. As we see another freshman on the other side, Kenley Blair making an impact here as you see her highlight reel through this timeout. Sailor Holt plays us back in. Back row attack from Howell. Nice dig from Agee, close to the ground. And this ball sails out of bounds into the painted area. (23-17). Eagles still lead. Now just by 6. Lopez just misses the back line. Good eyes by the Eagles to play it out. It'll be set point. High side spin serve by Vol. Good up by Parr, and the free ball. That ball was in, had to be played by South Central. They'll go to Fry. She was blocked. Play continues. Redman in the campfire scoops it up. Far side, Parr into the net. The fourth set point number 2 here in the set. Pressure's on for Bree Lopez. Nice light tap, easy pick'ems for Elena Parr, who dominated that second set for these Lady Eagles. It's now a 2-0 advantage for Colonel Crawford as they look to make it a 2-0 night for the Northern 10 Conference here at Shelby.
Feel like I should go.
I didn't think our staff would even notice that we switched cleaning companies, but they did right away. They noticed that the office was cleaner, that things were bright, more vibrant, and that created a more positive working environment for us. There's always a potential to spread illness if our building isn't as clean as it possibly could be. Having Pinnacle in our building to make sure that it's as clean and safe and healthy as it can be helps us take the best care of our patients. It's family owned and operated, they're local, which means a lot to us.
Set number 3 live and free here on the OH Report as Colonel Crawford leads 2-0. And they will start with the serve here as well with Elena Parr, who had a great second set. Your side set, they're going to go to Blair, another freshman. This one scooped up by the Eagles, and Redman finishes off the play. Now the question becomes, can South Central fend off the adversity piling up? Can they fight through and take another set and then go from there? Or are we going to see Crawford just simply run away with this final set? It can go either way. Redman will reset. This one tapped over the block. Back-to-back kills for the freshman as that starts off this third set with a bang if you're a Crawford fan. Blair keeps it playable, but Lopez cannot return. Slide shot powers right to the middle. Easy scoop for Lopez. Cut shot, that'll sail out of bounds for Kaylee Ingram. So the Eagles up 4-0 quickly here in this set. Float shot never came down. That'll give South Central their first point. Now you look at some of the points scored by South Central as of late. A lot of it has been Colonel Crawford errors. So just kind of make sure you're starting to earn points your way in this third set. That's huge as Redman goes right off of Lopez for another kill. Already 3 here in the set. We'll see if they keep feeding the hot hand. Tight ball blocked. Redman again. 6-1. Crawford scores to make it 7-1. An update elsewhere. Winner of this game was either going to play New Bremen or Minster. Well, New Bremen made it light work. They swept Minster, so the Cardinals will be the opponent of whoever wins this game, as right now in a 7-1 game for Crawford in the third set. And now 8-1 after the ace. Looks like we may see some Eagles take flight over to Wapakoneta, which is where the next game will be played for the district championship, which would be against that New Bremen squad that is heavily favored as we get to the later stages and towards the state tournament. Got a timeout from South Central. So go ahead and put an X across Minster's name. They are eliminated. So New Bremen sweeping Perry, sweeping Minster. They'll be looking to make it a perfect 9-0 in the district tournament. In fact, all but one of the games in this sectional/district have been sweeps. South Central was able to beat Seneca East in 4 sets. 8-1 Eagles. Substitution, Claire Howell comes in after the timeout to help with the back receiving the serve. Good call, she makes the scoop. She'll also get a chance to swing it, and that one's in. Nice play off of the bench. There's a coach's point for Coach Holer. Another sub, Zeta Myers returns. Free ball coming just over the net. They will go to Myers, and this sails out. Good eye by the libero Gray. Blair, a little early on her jump. Crawford, good job fielding the serve, or fielding that reception, and that one too. Right arm extension by Gray. This ball was going out of bounds, but it's touched by Marks. It'll be 9-3, Trojans score. Kimberlin. Holt, a little bit of a missed timing as that goes straight to the net. Trojans rattle off 2 in a row. Redman runs up on it, rolls, shot to the campfire, get up by Howell. 2-hand shove right to Gray. Back to Sailor Holt, she'll go with the touch. Fry with a punch away. Redman resets, 2 blockers, try to join her. This one goes basically to the next last row of the bleachers. That ball was destroyed. So Redman the kill, she'll go back to serve. Top spin right to Howell. They'll go back to Claire. Easy dig. Set by AG. Parr's attack, dug up. And the Howell send away ends up in the net. 11-4, Eagles piling on here against South Central after winning the first 2 sets, and they're rolling here in the third. Fry leaves it short. Things are looking bleak for South Central. They've already burned a timeout here in this set. Got to be conservative when you call this next one. Near side. Good job keeping it up by Colonel Crawford with Sydney Rayburn. And this ball falls through. Elena Parr. Nice off-balance set as well by Plezak. Redman continues a solid run at the service line, but she probably should have let that go. Point to South Central. Here's a look again, thanks to Schmidt Security Pro. 50-50 if you let that go, if that was going to go in or not. Redman. Up by Smith. Near side, Myers triggers again. Nice dig. Parr, two-hand tap, Fry, and Crawford sends it away. Eagles will not go away, but now Fry finishes it off. Another nice little run here for the Lady Trojans. It's 13-6. Nice block by Fry. We continue on. Back to Autumn. She's blocked. Another tight ball to the net. Punched away. Fry wins the leap. And Crawford cannot return. Trojans starting to inch back. Trail by 6. AG underneath it, looking for Parr, cross court. Nice dig by Smith. Fry misses short again, an early jump. You'll see it here again on the set, just not the greatest communication. She made contact with the ball on her way down. That's always a big no-no in volleyball. Howell gets one off the touch. Redman back row attack. AG resets to Parr off the tape. And Fry uses the tape nicely to get around the Colonel Crawford block. And make the score 14-8. There's a replay again. A lot of spin on the ball. Good job to try and stop it. Howell triggers. You see a free out of Crawford. Myers with the first contact. Set to Fry. Into a nice spot. Trojans doing a good job fighting back. They're only down by 6. Or down by 5 at this point. Powers a nice block. Central keeps it going. Another one off the touch. And Ingram this time. This time Crawford lets it go. There were a couple of times in that volley where they could have just let it go out of bounds again and they would have stopped the run, but nice job by the Trojans to make a cut on these Eagles here in the set, 15-10. We'll see if it's just a flesh wound or see if it can turn into something. for South Central. That ball in error from Fry. Back to 6 goes the lead. Near side set. This one blocked but out. Plesac got there, to her credit. Just could not keep it in play. Lopez returns to the contest to serve this away for the Trojans. Underneath it, Plesac on the slide cut, Emmy Powers. 17-11, 6-point lead for Colonel Crawford to match the setter's jersey number. Good serve by Parr. Blair will look for a response, and she finds the back corner. Nicely done. Crawford let it go. And the freshman records another kill. The lead just 5 for Colonel Crawford. Got to be careful here. This ball nearly overpassed. And this is out. Plesac tried to take over for a point. Ends up coming back to bite her. Don't look now, but South Central crawling back here in this set. Redman tap over the block. Good up by Gray. Back to Reese. Got a touch off the block, also lands in bounds. Double whammy if you're South Central. (18-13). Good extension by Gray. Just send it again. Blair finds a gap in the campfire. You can definitely tell Blair's going to be a big piece to what this team does in the next couple of years. She's already shown it here in a district semifinal. Overpass. Kept alive by Colonel Crawford. Redman tap over the block. Blair gets it out of South Central's reach. Platoon swap for Colonel Crawford. Agee into serve. Rayburn joins the front row. Blair tries to get it down. That she does. 19-15. So South Central has made this a close contest yet again. Wasn't looking pretty at the beginning of this set, but whatever that was said in that timeout by head coach Sarah Holer has worked out to get them back in it. It's been clean here in the third set. Out of South Central as Reese Redman gets probably a kill that she was not expecting at all. She just lays out that left arm and it ends up in a nice spot. Agee the set to Parr. Great dig by Smith. South Central keeps it legal. They get the ball over. Holtz pummels it down. South Central gets it over. Agee back set going for Rayburn. No touch on the block. It's a South Central point. And this set starting to get some juice behind it. These fan base is starting to get into it. 20-16, Lady Eagles. This ball inbounds. (20-17), an ace from the Trojans has them in striking distance. Howell sends another. This one received by Crawford. Set far side, par, up by Smith. Smith has been great here in this set. This ball off the tape. They will say there is a touch. AG underneath it. Tough ball for Parr to put some power behind. Fry, some top spin on the send away. And this goes straight to the netting. Trojans are 2 points away from clawing all the way back. Fry, power touch. They'll call it a lift. Nonetheless, she was blocked as well. So again, a double whammy for South Central. Lead up to 3 as Sailor Holt will serve for Colonel Crawford. Looking to try and finish it off. Just need 4 more points. This ball sneaks through, but out. We had a pretty good angle here upstairs. I thought it was just out of bounds. That'll trigger a timeout out of Coach Sarah Holer, but how slow we taking this? Ooh, that is real close. I'm starting to not trust my eyes. Nonetheless, the call not going to get changed. It's a 4-point lead for the Lady Eagles. As Coach Valentine getting her team hyped as they just need 3. And she is setting a record. She is setting a record for most high fives I've seen a coach give their players. Shout out to a comment from Dwight on YouTube. Cheering on from Rockford, Illinois. Can anybody beat that distance-wise? Let us know in the comments. Out of the timeout. Crawford to Powers. Reset Fry off the block. Kept up by Holt. And a swing by Parr. Great volley cooking up here between Crawford and South Central. This will go out of bounds in favor of South Central. All of a sudden, this is a tight contest in the third set. Closest set we've gotten between these two teams. Powers pummels it through. Nice up, however, by Myers. Biggest up of the night that went into the roof. Back to Powers, taps it out of bounds. Wide right. And another timeout, this time called by Colonel Crawford. It's their first of the set. It is 22-20, Trojans hanging on for dear life. But if they do end up falling here in this set, they can't say they didn't go down without a fight. Couple of points here on this stretch from South Central that has helped them get this close. The biggest deficit I can remember in this set, I believe, was 11-2 at the very beginning. But nonetheless, it was a long way back for the South Central team to get to this point, down by just 2 points. Out of the timeout, Zeta Myers will get us in again, just over the tape. Set from AG, and ME finishes it off, 23-20. Best connection of the day up the middle for Colonel Crawford, and it comes in a big spot. They lead by 3. 2 points to go before they book their ticket to a date with New Bremen in Wapakoneta. This ball off the tape. Tight ball, Fry denies it. We trade points. The lead is still 2 for Crawford. Pressure starting to surmount for the Lady Eagles as they try to close the gate. Lopez float serve received by Gray. Tough ball at the net, punched away. Near side, tap over the block. Redman goes on one go. Back row attack from Howell. This hits off the block of Powers and finds a gap. Trojans within 1. Bree Lopez keeps the serve clean. Set from Plesac. This will find a gap. Powers again. And we now hit our first match point of the day in this match. It'll be up to Elena Parr. Reese Redman rejoins the front row in this rotation. This ball blocked, still up. Careers on the line for South Central. A spot in the district championship on the line for Crawford. Back row attack, Howell off the touch. Set from Plesac, there goes Redman. And Howell keeps it alive. Tight angle, wrong side of the antenna, and that'll do it. Colonel Crawford fights their way off a nice volley or a rally by the Trojans from South Central in this third set. Made it look a lot closer than it was. Crawford with the sweep of the Lady Trojans here tonight from Shelby. That'll do it for us. Pre-game or post-game coverage coming up, and your MVP, Reese Redman, will join us upstairs on the OH Report.
I didn't think our staff would even notice that we switched cleaning companies, but they did right away. They noticed that the office was cleaner, that things were bright, more vibrant, and that created a more positive working environment for us. There's always a potential to spread illness if our building isn't as clean as it possibly could be. Having Pinnacle in our building to make sure that it's as clean and safe and healthy as it can be helps us take the best care of our patients. It's family owned and operated, they're local, which means a lot to us.
Redman joins us as your Wellspring Pharmacy MVP. Reese, great game here today as you guys take down a pretty solid squad. Just take me through this game and how you guys were able to pull off the sweep.
I mean, we weren't going to take them as a light game. We went into it this is the first time we can go to the district finals in 3 years. So it was really just a lot of team effort and practice, and just make sure we're staying focused, and for myself, just staying locked in the whole time, and making sure we had energy for the most part, jumping up and down and cheering.
Yeah, and then for you, just as a freshman, of course, this is a younger team. So take me through what coaches kind of played with, practice with you guys, just getting ready for a tournament atmosphere.
I mean, just have energy and don't look at the score. Just play. Don't worry about it. We have nothing to lose. This program, this year, it's improved so much, and all of the girls have just been so focused on their thing and just team concepts. And Jamie, Leah, Taylor, Harper. They're just such good coaches to be around, and they're such a good atmosphere. So at practice it's always fun, but it's also we got something to work on, but we can enjoy doing it.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Reese, congratulations to you. You guys have a date with New Bremen next week, coming up this week for a district championship game. Just want to give you one final chance to give a shout out and take a look in the camera and give your shout out.
Shout out to my parents. Shout out to the front row crew, the student section. Shout out Mr. Scrow for opening my locker because I'm an idiot. And yeah, shout out to CCBB.
All right, Reese Redman joins us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I didn't think our staff would even notice that we switched cleaning companies, but they did right away. They noticed that the office was cleaner, that things were bright, more vibrant, and that created a more positive working environment for us. There's always a potential to spread illness if our building isn't as clean as it possibly could be. Having Pinnacle in our building to make sure that it's as clean and safe and healthy as it can be helps us take the best care of our patients. It's family owned and operated, they're local, which means a lot to us.
Well, that's a wrap here from Shelby, but first we've got our post-game show presented by Burkhart Farm Center in Bucyrus. And Colonel Crawford, those Eagles are pesky, and they come in and get a sweep here tonight of South Central. The 2 seed takes care of business against the number 6 seed. And now Colonel Crawford has to look forward to one of the top teams in Division 6. They will take on New Bremen coming up for a district championship opportunity. Reese Redman talked to us before. It's great to just see this Colonel Crawford volleyball program in a district championship game. It would be a real tall task for them to beat that Cardinal squad, but they do have the opportunity this Thursday over at Wapakoneta. There's your final set scores as South Central, they end their season. Give big shout out to all of those seniors who wrap up their playing careers here tonight. Great game tonight and a great fight towards the end, especially for that South Central squad that ends their season in the Firelands Conference at 11-12 overall on the year. Crawford, they're going to keep dancing. They are now 16-8 on the season. That's going to wrap it up for us here. Jonathan Langdon alongside Adam Thompson, your director tonight, and your camera operator is Brandon Powell. Want to shout out our sponsors rolling through your screen one final time as we head on out from Shelby. We'll see you tomorrow for some more action on the OH Report.